All I'm going to say is that there's lots of interesting reading out there. I had never read a book until 1993, from cover to cover, that is. And of my own accord, I went out and purchased a book which was written by Dr. Joseph Murphy. It was called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I believe it was written in the 70s. What I really got out of, what I really enjoyed about reading this particular book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, is that it was it gave alternatives to standard patterns of thinking that have been in Western society for so many years. Within the book, many biblical scriptures were also quoted, and I think that's probably what appealed to me a little bit about it at the time. That the way these scriptures were looked at and interpreted by the author, I don't know, I think they just gave the scripture a little bit more of a current, more understandable meaning. Weren't in no way, shape or form was it taking away from the spiritualness of the scripture, but certain ways of looking at heaven and earth, for instance, as an example, heaven being the subconscious mind and earth being the conscious mind, or our physical selves. A very quick example, but anyway, that was a very good book. Another book was On Thought by Krishnamurti, and this person was he was brought up actually to be like a messiah type figure and run an organisation, and he dissolved the organisation, I believe, in the 70s because he didn't. He wasn't of the belief that you needed somebody. He totally disbelieved that in order for happiness, you needed somebody or some structure or a mentor, let's say, to follow. So therefore, he didn't want to be responsible as being that to people. He offered thoughts on thought and mind to people to do with what they wanted to, and I think it was that humble attitude coupled with some of the really, really good information and the way the book was, it almost forced you to think outside of, you know, the conditioned thinking that you've always thought with. Now, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, especially spruiking it on the internet, but for anybody who's a little bit more interested in things other than sports, ball games and insignificant bull crap, and is interested in religions of the world, let's say, I had forgotten how well written some of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society's publications are, and this is one I came across not long ago, Mankind's Search for God. It was a newie when I had left. I think it was published in maybe the early 90s. But it's a pretty honest look at religions of the world, and it's not really biased. It's a pretty honest look at how certain religions originated and why certain religions believe what they believe. But if you are one of those people that is interested in sports and ball games and all those things that really I don't consider to be significant, you know, good on you. I wish to be honest, I wish I was much more like you and didn't have this ever-present desire to find out if we're all being bullshitted to, and you know, in which way we're being told crap and being misled. If you like football or gridiron, cricket, tennis, whatever, that's great. And if you can still live your life as a good person, you never know what's in store for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you know, one has to be or has to search for their lives for what is. Some people are like that. So please don't take me wrong when I say I wish I was good at sports, or it just wasn't any good anyway because I didn't have the interest. But I have interest in finding out about this sort of stuff.